What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all of the news after week 15 of our Los Angeles Crusaders franchise. It has been a hectic ride, guys. You know, it seems like not too long ago that we started up this series, and here we are, almost already 2 seasons done. And I do not want to wait for a 3rd season to make the playoffs. I don't know about y'all. I'm excited. I hope we can make it, but the odds are not in our favor currently. Right now, we are sitting at 7-7. The Ravens are 10-4. However, if we look at the standings over here, we are last in our division. We went from first to last with that loss. You know, the Chargers and Broncos clearly have the tiebreaker on us. The Chiefs, we have the tiebreaker on, but they are the one team with a better record than us. So it's not going to be easy. It's still possible. It's not looking likely, though, unfortunately for us. We might have to wait a season. I hope that's not the case, but it's really going to take a lot for us to get there. We're going to have to win our last 2 games and hope that the rest of the division at least loses 1. So we'll go ahead and look at our last 2 games. I still have this cough, guys. I apologize. As well as looking at our division's 2 games as well. First, let's check the Colts. We haven't done this in a few weeks, and they are 1-13. They have 2 games left. If they do win and the Giants lose, I could potentially only get the 2nd pick as opposed to the 1st. I say only, but that's huge. But man, if the Colts go 1-15 and we get that 1st pick in the draft, that could be huge for our team. We could find a franchise changing player. You know what I mean? So that is awesome. I'm very much looking forward to the draft regardless of how our season ends here. But let's go ahead and look at the schedule. Actually, before we do all that, let's go ahead and get into our hours over here. I think I need to continue to put time into Derek Carr. Now, a few weeks ago, I thought the computers were passing it all over the field. It wasn't, you know, too realistic, so I increased the slider. And man, this sickness just will not go away. I feel better now. I just still have that cough and whatever. But the issue, though, is that now it's kind of gone back to the other direction that I am trying to avoid. Last game, Philip Farrell only threw 3 incompleted passes the entire game, and that's something I've been putting up with a long time throughout this series. I would rather it be the other way. Granted, I don't want it to be the other way. You know, I want to find that middle ground that we can kind of work with, because right now what I've been trying to do is just not necessarily working. We need to find a safe ground between those two, and that's really what I'm going to try to focus on a little bit. I'm just going to put these hours back into Derek Carr. It's only going to leave me 5 hours left. If I would have done the other, I would have left 7 hours, and I wouldn't have been able to accomplish too much with that anyway. Let's see if I can do confidence with 5 hours. I don't think I can, though, no. It all takes 10, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not going to work. Anyway, I know I could go give everybody 15 experience points, but that's just not all that much worth it. But yeah, so I need to change the sliders a little bit. I want to find that middle ground that keeps it realistic. You know, it seems like we're either on one end of the spectrum or the other, and it's not too fun when you're playing a game and you just have no option of stopping the computer from completing passes. So I think I had moved it up 5 points last time, so I'm going to move it down 3 this time, and we'll see how that works out. I think I moved it up 5. It was a while ago. We'll see how that goes, though. That might not be enough. We're just going to have to see how that goes. I am going to increase the interception rate again for both teams. It seems to still be affecting us a little bit, so we will do that. QB accuracy, I'm going to move up 2 points here as well. 3 points, actually, because we've really been struggling. Derek Carr is throwing way too many wild passes, which I know he's not the best quarterback, but when he's throwing like 13 wild passes a game, that's a little bit too much. And as always, guys, if these sliders do not work out, I have no issue changing it. We're just going to have to kind of play it and see how it goes. But the last 2 games between Johnny Manziel and Philip Farrell, they threw very few incompleted passes against our defense, where our guys just weren't even covering them. Just a few different issues. I wasn't too happy with it. So we'll give that a shot. Hopefully that makes it a little bit more realistic. And if it doesn't, if it goes too far in the other direction again, I'll change it back a little bit. We'll find our middle ground. It's just going to take some time. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the schedule for our team. Sorry about that, guys. So again, we have the Ravens. They're 10-4. Not looking good for us. We are on the road against the 10-4 Ravens. Now the Titans, their record's not all that great. That's much more of a winnable game. But we're going to have to get another road win here. We've only done it twice so far this season. We're 2-5 on the road. And this is going to be a huge game. If we lose this game, we will not make the playoffs. That's pretty much set in stone. It would take some kind of a miracle. Every other team in our division would have to lose for that to even be possible. And then every team in our division would have to lose the last 2 games, really. So we're at a must-win stage now. The Chargers game was pretty much a must-win. We lost that, which has put all the pressure on this game even more so. But that's what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and check out the other teams in our division here. Where are we at? I feel like I'm just skipping over teams I should have. Alright, so we'll go way down here. They have the Packers, who we know have been struggling a lot, and the Chiefs. Another team in our division, meaning if we lose this game to the Ravens, there's no chance of us making the playoffs at that point. Because, again, these 2 teams, one of them would be getting a win here, and they both have the tiebreaker on us. Well, they don't both have the tiebreaker on us. I'm sorry, I take that back. But the Broncos do. So I don't think that would be possible. There's probably some way, and I'm just not thinking of it. But anyway, the Packers, I'm really going to need to rely on them. The Chiefs here, let's see who they have left. The Chiefs, obviously, they have the Broncos, and then they have the Lions. So I don't know how the Lions are doing this season, but that should be a winnable game. They are on the road, and the Chiefs, look at this. They are on a 5-game winning streak right now. Wow. Wow. Okay. Things are definitely looking pretty good for them right now. Hopefully the Lions can end that. And, oh, last but not least, I skipped over the Chargers, didn't I? I did. Let's see where they're at. And they have the Bengals, a pretty good team, and the Vikings, a pretty good team. So Chargers I'm not too worried about. I actually kind of think they will lose one, if not both of those games. But we're going to need a miracle at this point, guys. We have to win. We have to win. And hopefully we can have a good matchup in Week 17. There's going to be a lot of drama involved, which I kind of enjoy. I kind of enjoy all this happening. You know, we're actually fighting for it here. Did not mean to go to that screen. Well, I guess we can look at some of the big name signings if they are here. Anybody? I mean, a lot of big names. I'll kind of scroll down pretty quickly. If you guys want to pause it, you can. We'll just go down a little bit. I don't want to do this forever, though. Alright, we'll just go to there. If you guys want to see some of that, you can just hit that pause button. Awards, we'll check that out, and that'll be it for this episode. Mostly, I just wanted to look at all the standings and stuff like that. Julio Jones, Robert Quinn, Kiko Alonso, and Geno Smith. Geno Smith, is that 2 weeks? It is. 2 weeks in a row for Geno Smith. Throwing for a lot of yards, only 2 touchdowns. You would think somebody else in the AFC would have had a better game than that, but apparently not. Kiko Alonso, 2 interceptions. Robert Quinn, 4 sacks. Julio Jones, 2 touchdowns, 151 yards receiving. And that should be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are excited about this upcoming game. I'm nervous about it. I really am. You know, again, we lose this game, we're done. So hopefully we can pick up a win here. If not, I do know that we still have an exciting offseason to do, and I will have a lot more faith in our team next season. You know, one thing I will say is, when I took over the Raiders, I knew it would be a few-year rebuilding project. I didn't expect to be, you know, a playoff team in the second year. Odds have just kind of helped us. You know, in most cases, a 7-7 team isn't going to make the playoffs. So the fact that we are in it, it's good news for us. And if we can get there and get that level of experience, that'd be great. But if not, I do feel pretty confident in our ability to get there next year, especially with such a high top pick that we're getting from the Colts. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Later.